A couple of nights ago, I was listening to a playlist of songs on YouTube. Lo and behold, the song I'm Gonna Be 500 Miles comes on. A song that I've heard people describe as the most annoying sound they've ever heard. Usually women. This description might be apt, particularly given that I'm interested in women, and again doubly so given what I'm about to put forward. So, from before I can remember, that song has been a part of my life. I was about 2 years old when it was released, and the song was well loved by my father. I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure the day my father brought home our family's first CD player, that Proclaimers album came with it. So those Scottish yodelers have been regularly working their extremely annoying magical spell work on my mind from when I was a toddler up until now. Also, never not by choice, I fucking love that song. The spell I've realized I'm under is this. Love ain't worth shit unless you walk not 500 miles, but an entire 500 miles more, before you can prove yourself even nominally worthy of either giving or receiving love. Young Simba. You're gonna have to work those paws, and if you think you can break it with pessimism, you'll do nothing but multiply your own and whoever else's unhappiness. And contracting paraplegia will only mean you'll need to roll 1,000 miles by the power of your own upper body in a wheelchair. The spell cannot be broken, only ignored or fully realized. At this stage, given your reading ability, there's a good chance you're annoyed about the fact that I believe magic is real, and are about to break your device while screaming, "Love is just a chemical reaction happening in the brain!" That's all well and good for you, but let me once again refer you to the part of the spell about pessimism. It says, and if you think you can break it with pessimism, you'll do nothing but multiply your own and whoever else's unhappiness. Sorry everyone, I've made sad because I was thinking about other things instead of consciously coming to grips with the spell I'm under. I'd just like to say in my defense, there are players in this game who could have been more blatant, who could have more blatantly let me know what was going on. Anyway, I'm beginning to think that my dad is well and truly in on this spell because when I was 5 years old, our family moved to a town in the Kimberleys in WA called Kununurra, which is about 1,000 miles from Alice Springs. My dad must have known I'd share a similar love as himself of loose units, but I think the desert tropics must have eaten away a little at the sort of evangelical Christian faith he had moved to the desert tropics with, and, realizing that walking from Kununurra to Alice Springs would be humanly impossible and I'd die of thirst quickly in attempting to fulfill the love spell, moved again, when I was 8, to Alstonville, knowing that I, when I became an adult, would move from there to Alstonville's neighbouring regional centre, Lismore, which is 997 miles from Melbourne. I'm yet to zoom in on the map, but my guess would be starting from the bus terminal on Molesworth Street, Lismore, and ending in Fed Square, Melbourne, 997 miles, having travelled via the Pacific Highway. I walk a lot, because I've never made much effort at attaining a car licence. I like to lessen my carbon footprint where possible. I only carpool motherfucker. Yeah, but we're in the drive-thru for crack. Shit, hey, what are you gonna do? Also, by the way, thank you for using my preferred noun. And always believed in the saying, slow and steady wins the race, which I saw a video of a couple of weeks ago proving this to be the case. Running gets hard quickly, walking remains easy, aside from when hills get in the way. I've never actually tested how far I can physically walk before passing out, which is odd given how much I enjoy walking and all those other things I love doing until I pass out. So, at some point in the very near future, I'm going to start training in the hope of fully realizing the I'm going to be 500 miles spell, which will involve seeing how far I can walk in 12 hours a day, for days at a time. 3.1 miles an hour is average human walking speed. 12 times 3.1 is 37.2 miles. If I can keep that up, I can walk to Melbourne in less than a month, about 27 days. If I stick around in Lismore for the Netherlands Christmas party and leave the following morning, I'll be wandering into Fed Square on about the 4th or 5th of January 2019. You're probably thinking, fuck the Netherlands Christmas party, get there for NYE. There'll be loose units fucking everywhere, dude. To which I will correct you, but you see, to find only the very loosest units, I will need to see who is still celebrating NYE when I arrive 5 days after the fact. Anything but the loosest units are worthless to me.